go to
let's go to the top 5 things to watch next week. All right, and we've already, by the way, have
Okay.
way too many bets going, so we're gonna have to calm this down here because I don't know, Lena, are you writing these things down, Lena? Like I'm gonna lose track of all these bets.
I'm just wondering
Poor
when I
Lena's
can
getting
get a
it.
burger.
Or
You know what, Lena, you're in. When I lose the next one, which Patrick is sure I'm going to lose, I'll buy you burgers too.
Awesome. It's on record.
all right, good stuff,
There
Lena.
you
You
go.
got to write
Okay,
these
let's
down. All
go.
right, so
Top five
top
things
five
to
things
watch.
to watch. So
Top
Kev, what's at number 5?
U.S. retail sales.
Right.
I don't know, Patrick. It's bad. Like I don't want to start getting bullish on the economy because the reality is that this Trump Mexico tariff thing has been he's gone and put like sand in the gears of the
Yeah.
economy, and I'm not going to
So
sit there and tell you that everything's great until he figures it out. I think he's actually been one of the stupidest things I've ever seen.
what
Why? And he won.
I was
Sorry,
just
go
going to
ahead. I
say
didn't
how
mean to interrupt
I'm
you.
shocked how volatile this number has been. We saw basically like almost from a decade perspective, a decade low print and a decade print high print in the last 4 or 5 months. Like in just in terms of the size and the magnitude of these, so there's no consistency in this trend, so you have to pick up on a much bigger picture trend here than these monthly prints. But the question is that do they come in negative? Everyone's expecting point 0.7. That looks like that's the consensus here on this, and so the question is that do we hit point 0.7?
No, you just said negative,
No, no,
buddy.
no,
Let's
point
face it.
0.7. No, no,
Your whisper number is way lower. Let's face it. Like,
no,
yeah, it is. And the
no.
whisper number is on the
We were
whole is way
we were
number
minus
way
point
lower.
0.2 last month, but
Yeah.
the whisper number is positive. I listen. I'm not a fundamentals guy. I'm not gonna. I have no you know insight on this. I'm not going to say anything else. I think though that the economy is going to weaken throughout the remainder of the year. So month over month over month over month, I think the numbers will remain weak. I As to what this month comes out, we'll see.
Okay, let's
So
see.
number
Number
4,
4.
I wanted to talk about the two, in my mind, the two biggest darlings when it comes to the largest holdings in funds. Now, yeah,
Oh,
there are other stocks that are also incredibly widely held. So I'm not trying to say it's only these two, but when you go to look at the top fund holdings, especially on discretionarily managed funds, routinely one of the top 10 holdings that appears over and over again is Visa and MasterCard, the two companies. And they have been just amazing on their performance.
yeah.
Like it,
So I'm going to interrupt you, Patrick, because you brought this up earlier when we were prepping for the show, and I dialed the charts, and I hadn't been watching them, and I was just
like, okay, I'm going to
floored.
put this on a weekly
Like it,
chart. I want to like look at the 2009 to 2000.
like
Like it went, Visa went from in 2000 in February 2009, it was trading at $11 to $170 today. I mean, you have to have owned an Amazon to have done better
yeah.
performance than owning Visa or Mastercard. In
And you know what's amazing, Patrick, is this week. Like, let's just forget about the big long term picture and let's just look at this week. These things have just like run like they're stole
what
something. Like it's shocking.
they continue to be a bastion of safety of the big money that kind of, I personally, I don't want to call it a conspiracy. I have a theory that these fund managers get together and they all pick their favorite stocks, and they generally are happy to support their favorite stocks and keep those prices higher to keep their performance looking half decent during these choppy periods. And I suspect that Visa and MasterCard fit the bill for these types of stocks that these fund managers continue to support very well.
Oh my
Now,
God, Patrick.
is it a
So,
bad
Patrick,
theory? It's a
you
bad theory.
It's a terrible theory, buddy. You've been reading Zero Hedge for way too long. Like, the idea that they get around and like what they have some secret meeting is that
No,
what they do
I
when
don't
they
say it's a
"Let's
secret
support"?
meeting, but there's a code. They just know.
There's a code. You're so full of it. Like it's not even funny. I'm gonna like have to go onto your computer and like zero out the Zero Hedge because like you're just been listening to that too long. The reality is that for whatever reason, these continue to rocket higher.
Well, okay, but they are
they-
in the top 10 holdings of a lot of funds. So can you dispute that there's a lot of funds that are focused on these stocks and they're an important
No,
part?
I'm not going
of
to
their
dispute that at all. I suspect that there's a fundamental reason that they're doing so well. I don't know it. I don't know the story. I just don't believe that there's some cabal that's like causing it to go up. You know, like
Well,
that's the most
I'm a
ridiculous
conspiracy
shit I've ever
theorist,
heard,
and I
Patrick.
like my
I know,
story.
you know, you can put on your tinfoil hat or whatever. I do think it's interesting that these things have rocketed to new highs, even without the market
Unbelievable.
going to new highs.
Unbelievable. That's where the
And
leadership is.
the real question is,
If our listeners are momentum players and they want to keep chasing where all the money keeps going, you got to keep Visa and MasterCard on your radar because
yeah, I'm not saying you should buy it, but I think you should watch these things because I've been shocked at how well performing they are, and the fact that they broke out to new highs today, Friday. You know, what do you think that means about the market?
well,
Patrick?
that just means to me, look, it's like the Nifty 50 thing. As at the tail end of a bull market, the breath becomes narrower and narrower, and all the big money is chasing fewer and fewer stocks. And this happens to be right now some of the big leadership in the stock market. And I won't dispute that. These things can still go higher.
Okay.
I don't think my views on the S&P and my views on MasterCard and Visa are two very different things. Like, this is definitely where momentum bulls are chasing, and they're here and they're taking this higher. We'll see where they can take it.
Okay, well there you go. You heard it
Yeah.
from Patrick.
So let's move on to number 3. What's on your mind here, Kev?
U.S. inflation numbers,
Yeah.
and of course, Patrick, you think they're going to underperform. We've heard from good old Stevie Vicks, our friend. You know, I thought it was going to be hard to find someone more opinionated than Dave Cullum, but I think we found
Yes.
somebody. What do you think?
I mean, he's firm on his opinions. There's no doubt about this.
I
Oh,
like
of
him.
course.
I like him. I like him, and he definitely thinks inflation is headed higher, and so we'll see. You know, we've yet to see the real inflation increase that a lot of us inflation bulls have touted.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say that like there's no way should we take any even remote semblance
So
of a victory
here's
lap.
here's the
'Cause
CPI.
It sucked.
And
Yeah, listen, we've been wrong. Like,
but
let's just
listen.
call it.
Okay, I've heard a pretty good argument from both of you as to why inflation should be, at least in its trend, gravitating higher. But look, the forecast is actually for it to go down. They're talking 0.1 for the CPI print. They're talking 0.2 for core. And so right now, the market, at least on the whisper numbers and forecasts, continue to actually anticipate that inflation is going to be going lower. So if you and Stevie Vicks in any way are proven right, which I can't say is impossible, it's not probable, but it's not impossible. And if you are, the market's not pricing that in. That's big moves.
Yeah. The real problem is that we have no growth, and if we have inflation at the same time, it's going to be bad. It's a bad kind of combination.
Kind of stagflation.
I don't know if it comes this time. I still contend that the real problem in the next years to come will be inflation, not deflation, but that's what makes a market. Let's go on to number two.
I just had to ask the question: does gold have the momentum to break to 52-week new highs? And first of all, what a great run! Like, I mean, in 1 week, the thing tacks on like $50 an ounce in one go, right? Like we went from just over a week ago, we were down at 1270, 1280, and we're now toying with 1350. Now 1350 back in March and April of 2018, which is more than a year ago, we toyed with about 1370, 1360, 1370. And back in February, March, in late February, we tapped 1350. So we find ourselves again in this kind of 1350, 1370. Now, I'm a gold bull, and so are you. You know, you're going to try to play
Yeah.
the devil's advocate or something here.
No, I'm not. I'm actually cold bull. No,
but
no. Like we're on the
but
same page. So you guys should sell
it's
it. But
dangerous because we both agree. But it hasn't broken out. Like I like confirmation. No.
so
I'm
Patrick,
already
how
long.
many?
Stop
How many?
this. I'm already long. I
But
just
Patrick, how many tops? How many tops do you see there, buddy?
how many? Look, let me put this on a weekly chart. I see like 7 or 8 major tops. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well, I was gonna say
like I
is-
mean we've been up to this 1350 to 1400 range from 2014 till now. 5 years in a row, we've messed around with 1350 to 1400 and rejected it every time. So don't give me this double top, triple top shit.
No, there is no such thing as a
But this
triple
is a-
top, and
but
there is
this is-
certainly no. There's certainly no such thing as a quadruple, a quintuple,
But this is not a
or
topping.
whatever a
I'm
six
sorry,
is.
Kev. This is where you are awfully wrong. Okay, because topping formations happen at market tops, not
Yeah, but that's
at
what I'm
market
saying.
bottoms.
We're headed higher.
Okay.
No, but that's what
Oh.
I'm saying. That we're gonna go through this,
Okay.
Patrick. I'm
Okay,
agreeing with you.
okay.
I'm
So
saying
I
there's
misinterpreted
no
you.
such
I
thing.
apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize for getting
I
all
completely
defensive
agree.
on you.
The fact that we keep pushing up against
You know,
this level.
Kev, I have
and-
to interject here because I have to say that I've had Big Picture Trading members, as well as a few people that are non-Big Picture Trading members, reach out to me, pointing out that it appears to them that I keep shitting on you way too much during these shows.
For sure, you're awfully mean, buddy.
They see, everyone seems to love you. I'm like the odd, like the ugly duckling here, and everyone's like on Team Kevin Muir. And no, stop for a
come
second.
on, not
and,
a chance.
And,
Do you know what? One second.
And everyone,
okay, I'll let you
everyone
finish, and then I gotta tell you
it's
something.
like, stop being so mean to him. He's such a nice guy, you know. But
Yeah,
listen,
okay, well,
I take pride in keeping you honest, and I hope that one day you can shit on me for being wrong, which is
So, Patrick, I will tell you one thing. You might find that people are saying that, but I'll tell you that there's a lot of people on Twitter that will agree with you about how much of an idiot I am and that you should continue roasting me.
it's
Because my bond call has been wrong.
yeah.
My stock market call, although I have been bullish, I still contend I'm shocked that given how badly everything is gone, that we haven't been lower.
Our listeners,
Like, I really,
just have to know is we've cracked open a couple beers and we're having a great time. And shitting on each other
Yeah,
is a part
you
of
know
the
what?
show. If we didn't do it, you wouldn't be entertained. We're good.
You're still kind of
I
a
am.
jerk.
Of
Let's
course
face
I
it,
am.
Patrick.
That's what my wife says all the time.
That's right. Well, mine is too, so at least we have that in common. But
Anyway.
no, the reality is that we are good natured about it. We are, listen, for those that are worried about it, don't worry. Patrick and I are still good friends. We even though he gives me a hard time, it's because he's not smart enough to realize that eventually I'm
I'm
gonna
choking
be
on my
right.
beer. All that.
And yeah, and it's going to be funny. Listen, while we're talking about this, let's just have a little moment aside. We're going to have the grand debate
Yes.
at the Chicago Trader Summit.
Expo.
Or what is
Yeah.
it? Expo?
But listen,
what is it?
we're going
And-
to talk
and-
about it because we got John Netto coming on the show. And
Right, we're going to talk about it
Yeah.
next week. But listen, I do want those to know I'm going to
Oh my
destroy him.
God.
And he's like, it's going to be ugly. And the reality is that, he can talk
when
all
I'm
about
on that
his squiggles
stage,
all he
I'm going
wants.
to put together the case that is going to unravel everything at the seams for you. You're not even going to know what to say.
So listen, when you kind of photocopy Lacey Hunt's thing and then can't argue it correctly, we're gonna have some troubles. Anyways, let's go on.
Really good.
Whoa! Actually, one second. Actually, I wanted to talk about this
All right, say it.
because I've been a gold bull for a while, and I'll tell you why I was a gold bull. Because I said to myself that either bonds are mispriced or gold is mispriced. One of the two is wrong.
Okay.
And I'm willing to say maybe I'm wrong about the bonds. Lord knows everyone on Twitter tells me I am. So maybe I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong about bonds, then gold should be much, much higher.
Fair enough.
Because we go look at like the 5-year TIPS yield.
Yeah.
We're now back to 23 basis points. We were 120 basis points
Yeah.
kind of in December. You know, that's like almost 100 basis points of real yield that's compressed on the 5-year.
I mean,
basis.
that's huge.
And I think
that's
it's huge. I think that one of the things that if you're going to take away anything from this market huddle, it's the fact that this point, equity traders and in fact almost all other asset classes are not appreciating the magnitude of the recent bond move. It is unprecedented. It is huge. It is going to affect all other asset classes for a long time coming.
and it's not over,
And
Kev,
yes-
and it's not over.
Okay, whatever. Regardless, I don't care. Like, maybe you're right. But I think that in the meantime, stuff like gold is going higher. Now, so I've been bullish on gold for a little while. I tweeted it out that I felt like when the bond move happened, I said I don't own enough gold. And I immediately went and bought some gold. And it's kind of, I've been lucky enough to get that one right. It's nice to get one right at least. And recently I've gone and I've switched to silver.
Yeah.
And people ask, don't ask me why. Because, like, this is one of those spidey sense things.
Well, I'll tell you. You know what was fascinating? So we had Adam Collins on just the other week, and I invited him onto Macro Voices, and he put on some COT charts. And you know what? The COT reports are showing the speculators to like the 0 percentile on the 5-year. We have extreme COT reports. Like the speculators are on the wrong side of that deal. And so that makes it really squeezable, doesn't it?
Well, are you talking about silver or are you talking about
No,
5
I'm talking
years?
silver.
Yeah, I think that silver. I don't know.
It's squeezable. It's
I don't have
squeezable.
any. I don't have any fundamental reason why I should like silver. I'm sitting here staring at the charts all the time. It feels like
Oh,
it's.
I got to
acting
pull this
better
up. I'm
than
going to pull up
gold.
the silver chart. Hold on a second.
Yeah. I am not a squiggle guy.
No, we're
I don't
talking about
know.
COT reports,
I just-
not squiggles.
No, but like I'm telling you, that's why I'm buying it. It just feels better. And not only that, go look at the gold silver ratio. And this is like,
All right. So-
one of the
so
things
here-
that
here's- it's-
I
so here's
have a
the
confession
silver
to
COT
make. Wait,
report.
one second. Oh, okay. Speculators are short.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the
God.
0 percentile.
But a bunch of idiots.
Like
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
producers, like it's nuts. Like so it's a squeezable market. Like the specs, it's crazy. Like Adam said it right. He was saying that you can't overread commitment of traders reports week over week. You're looking for points where there are extremes, and when you look at the actual COT numbers, so this is not looking at it in the way that Adam looks at it, but notice here that we went from commercial hedgers being like 80,000 short back in like March to at one point commercial hedgers were net long last week.
There you go.
Like this is a complete flip. Look at the purple bars at the top. The specs went net short.
So I have a confession to make. Patrick phoned me up. We were chatting this morning, or maybe it was yesterday morning. He said something to the effect that you said, after a couple of years of getting to know you, I've noticed that you love fading everybody. And I was like, yeah, I kind of I have a problem.
You have a real problem, dude.
I do have a problem. If everyone agrees with me, I kind of think they must be wrong because they agree with me. And And this is yet another example of the Kevin Muir. I got to be on the other side of everybody else, because dial the gold silver ratio. Can you pull that chart up easily?
Yeah, hold on.
Because if there's ever an example of trying to catch a falling knife or the other way, or selling a spiking market, here it is. Gold has been continuing
I
to
got this right? Gold,
outperform.
silver. Is this the?
Yeah, there you go. So I am like an idiot trying to tell you that you should buy silver and sell gold, because that's in essence what I've done. I've taken my gold, I sold it all, and I've
let's
replaced
flip
it with
it
silver.
upside down. This is the silver gold ratio. So, like, you can see that everyone is like, everyone's long gold and like have left silver for dead.
Yeah. So I am an idiot.
Are you? Eventually, you'll be.
Yeah.
By like
I'm not as sure as you are.
2025, 2030, or you
Whatever.
might make your money
you
back
know-
at some point.
I have a good friend that told me once. He says, "I'm never wrong in the markets. My timing just sucks sometimes." And I feel like you're kind of giving me too much credit. So, anyways, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that I like silver here more than gold. Dial the silver chart for me. Do this final thing before
Hey,
we
dude,
go.
you know what?
I think
look,
that
this could be the beginning. I mean, it retested its lows, and it's turned up. Like, a lot of technicians love to draw those trend lines, and they get all like hard over some kind of little breakout like this. I mean, maybe. I mean, gold's about to break the 52-week highs, and silver's still along its bottoms, right?
Yeah.
That's like a.
So, listen, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but there you
Well,
go.
listen,
That's my call.
the value
Buying
investors
silver,
buying silver over gold. That's that.
Yeah, like the idiots like me. There you go.
Your
So anyways,
value.
I'm long silver. I've sold all my gold, and I've replaced it
All
with
right.
silver.
So let's talk the renminbi, and so
Okay.
we're. I've often tracked the onshore, but we're talking offshore here. And what's interesting about the Chinese currency is it's breaking back down to 52-week lows, right? And now, obviously, tariffs. But this is a pegged currency. Where I was about to say manipulated. I'm trying to be too conspiracy. It's obvious. Listen, PBOC manages the currency exchange.
That's a
They
right
manage
word.
it. Okay, they
Manages.
manage it.
Yes,
I should not have
agree.
used the word manipulate. It seems so sharp.
No, you can
It
use
seems
manipulated.
mean. Anyway, but the point is, it's a
No, it
managed
doesn't.
currency, so it's not free floating the way the majority of the G20 currencies are. And so we are in a situation, though, it's weakening. Now, this is interesting because if this was to break down to 52-week new lows, how long do you think it will take Trump to tweet out China as a currency manipulator?
Oh, it'll happen right away.
I agree, but yet when you put tariffs onto China, and you screw the flow of capital, the PBOC has either they're going to have to defend it by depleting their foreign exchange reserves, or they're going to have to let the currency go. Like, so
Oh my God! Here
You know-
we go. So you and Kyle Bass can hang out.
no, but
and,
I'm just saying that
maybe you're
but by
right.
putting up tariffs, what do you expect the currency to do?
I don't know. I just know that over
All
the
I'm saying is
years
Trump
that,
is putting China in a difficult situation, which is basically like, if you put no tariffs, then they could defend their currency higher. But if you put up the tariffs and then complain about them being a currency manipulator, you're not going to get both. I honestly think that if the tariffs keep coming, the Chinese are going to let the renminbi go, and it's going to drop. And then Trump's going
Well.
to get all flustered about this.
So here's what I think. This is my prediction. It breaks 7. All you technicians get super excited, kind of like 16-year-old boys at a Porky's movie. And then the Chinese come and flatten you all. Like,
Oh my God.
you. Like
You
you,
really think?
you guys will get you guys.
Well, first of all,
yeah.
I have no trades,
They're
so
gonna-
you can't flatten
they're
me.
gonna lay
You can't
you
say
out
flatten
like-
me. I'm only offering you speculation with zero money at the line. I've not trading this.
Well, that's my prediction. That just when all the technicians and everybody gets
Yeah,
excited,
well, you
that
can't
it just
use
has to
technical
happen.
analysis on a managed currency.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a political game. You might as well be playing.
Okay,
Go
but
or
I think
whatever
that
it is.
everyone
it's
gets
like
that,
it's not,
Kev.
there's
I don't.
no tech-
Honestly, I don't think there's
Yeah.
day traders throwing on charts on the.
Well, no. Just wait. Just wait till this thing breaks and all you technicians get excited.
I'm
Just
already
watch.
excited.
They're gonna-
I'm
it's
on.
good.
It made it to
I know.
number one.
Yeah.
It made it to number
Yeah,
one.
but like-
I'm
Okay,
just
well, there you go.
but it made number one because I'm trying to predict as to when the Donald Trump tweet comes out. How many people, like right now, you heard it here on the huddle first. There is a Trump tweet coming out, and it's going to be about China being a currency manipulator, and it's going to come as soon as that renminbi breaks. It's coming. Everyone be pre-warned. This is a huddle warning.
Yeah, he's got an alert set up on the Bloomberg. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, that
Although he doesn't know how to work a Bloomberg, it's probably probably a Yahoo Finance or something.
all right.